Blessed day, y'all. I got a message from Spirit. Spirit say you are currently, as we speak, stepping into your most powerful timeline yet. I think I need you to sit and take that in right now. Take that in because where you are presently, right here, right now, today, you will never be in this space again. Never. You're never going to be in this space again. Whew. As this message was coming in, it's like it hit me then, but it's hitting me still just to be able to talk about it. This is the most powerful you've ever been. It's not, however, the most powerful you'll become. Forgive my dog, y'all. She stay on high alert. But I saw her side message. I saw her yesterday. We took a nap in the yard, and uh, she really was up watching me. Like she laid by my head, if to guard my head. Like that's the goat right there. I let her do her thing. I ain't even gonna shut her up. But anyway, back to you. You are aligning with the high priest energy. You're not only just aligning with it, but you're embodying it. You're embodying it, you know? So that means that your intuition, your inner knowing, your inner wisdom is all increasing in strength, and you are trusting that inner knowing. You're trusting it a lot more than you had in the past. Again, pause. Can we pause? Because just the fact of you getting to this place, just the fact of you being in this place it's huge. It is a magnificent leap from where you used to be. Like you really are no longer aligning with who you were. That person is gone. They are not here anymore. They don't exist. They're still within you, but they no longer have power and control. You have the power and the control, and you recognize that, which is beautiful. You recognize that you have the power and the control over yourself. Each day that you sit and welcome this energy in, it levels you up. It levels you up. You are growing tremendously in knowledge and in wisdom, and in most importantly, trusting that wisdom. I'm speaking to somebody who may be clairvoyant. You're probably claircognizant. You have clear knowing of stuff. You don't know how you know it. You just know you know it. Clairaudient, you hear stuff. You're even clairsentient because you feel it as well. You may be like your gifts, you have so many gifts, right? It's so many gifts that I want to say it's kind of hard to keep track of them. I want to say it's hard to keep track of them, but really, you have so many gifts that you've been blessed with and purposed with. Your gifts have purpose. Um, And those gifts, you learning to trust your knowing, trust your vision, trust what you see, trust what you hear, um, trust what you feel. You becoming stronger in that and not wavering from that, that is what is stretching you so much. That's where you're growing and expanding. That is the high priestess energy, high priest energy. They know what they know, and they don't question what they know. I encourage you to look up what the high priestess energy is, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. Look it up so that you can see all of it, right? Because behind, with every energy, good and um, I hate to say positive or negative, but light or dark, we'll say it like that. There's the dual within each of those energies, the same way there is light and dark within you. And you had to, and you know this already because you're here, you had to embody this. You had to recognize it within yourself and embody it. That's what makes you the high priest, high priestess. That's what makes you so powerful because you have become one with what they say dark energy. Not in a you become one with it, but more so you're able to control it. You're able to control it because that real high priest, high priestess knows that we live in a world of duality. We don't live as just masculine and just feminine. We do. If you are truly a spiritual person, you know that within you is both masculine and feminine. And when either of them are out of whack, out of balance, that's when chaos comes in. Its purpose too is to bring you back in balance. Its purpose is to bring you back in balance if you can recognize it. Because once you recognize it, once you see it, excuse me, you can't unsee it. You either choose then at that point to live in it, or you choose to change. Now, I had to take some notes on this. So if you see me looking off camera, it is me kind of referring back to my notes. Um, So as you're embodying this energy, your intuition, your inner wisdom, your inner knowing, all of that is increasing in strength. And it's so important for you that in that, as it continues to increase, what it's also doing, again, it is helping you to trust yourself more. In you trusting yourself more, there is safety. It is creating the safety for yourself, knowing that you are one with the divine. You are one. There's no question about it. You are tapped in, baby. Okay, you're tapped in. You're what you are. You are creating that safety within yourself, knowing that spirit has you. You are one with spirit. So what you hear is coming from spirit. What you hear, it is for your greatest and your greatest good. And if you're helping someone and sharing that information, however you share it, it's for their greatest. You've aligned with the light. You are in line and aligned with the light. Okay? Trust that. Don't let nobody tell you different. And don't think different. You are. True alignment. This is what it looks like. This is what real alignment looks like. It's not, again, it's not your highest level, but it is a much higher level than where you've been. You can see how you are growing in patience. And growing in patience doesn't mean that you are letting people slide or betraying yourself. By no means. It doesn't mean that. Growing in patience means that you can see within someone, you can almost read them just like that. And so you can see their wounding. That allows you patience for an individual, but it doesn't mean that you don't still put them in their place if you need to, or throw up the boundary if you need to. Because what that does, that boundary, I always say it is for you, but it's for the other person, but it's for you too. And knowing how to set good, clean boundaries and hold firm on those boundaries is your continued growth. But it also is something, it does something for them. It helps them to see maybe where they've overstepped. Or at the very least, it lets them to know don't play with you. Okay. You're also finding pleasure in stillness. I said still. Stillness, meaning just the quiet and the peace of just being bit with yourself. I hear in my mind that you're okay with what others would consider mundane. This is not mundane. This is what a calm nervous system looks like, to be able to sit in quiet and not feel it being boring. It's not boring to sit in quiet when you can. A lot of people run from sitting in quiet because they don't want to hear what's happening up here. They don't want to hear it. So because they don't want to hear it, they run from quiet, because in the quiet is where you hear you the loudest. You can hear spirit the loudest. You can hear answers to your questions. You can listen to nature. But in the quiet is where revelation comes, when revelation comes. And so you're learning that you don't need something happening all the time, because actually that's more draining. That is very draining. You're seeing just how chaotic the world is, but you're also recognizing that you can create your own peace within it all. And I think that's the place where you're getting to now. You're really becoming coming to this place of pleasure and peace, but understanding that that pleasure doesn't have to come from always the movement, a whole lot of movement. Like I see someone sitting in your own bubble and the world is still just going all kinds of ways around you, but you are in your bubble and you're sitting there. Oh, what card is that? Is that the I think that's the seven of wands. Let me see. Let me show you what I'm looking at. I see in my mind's eye. I think this is the seven of wands within this deck. Within this particular deck. Oh, so if you didn't know, yeah, I dibble and I dabble a little bit in tarot. And I have this is my absolute favorite deck. And so what I see is in my mind's eye, I see this. I think that's the seven of wands. No, that's the eight. Let me see. Give me 1 second, y'all. One second. Let me just get to this. I need to. I feel like I can't put it down until I can't move on until I get to this. So give me. So let me bring that in a little closer. You see how she is sitting in her own peace? She it looks like she's in a crystal ball, and then you have all of these wands here. They could be these wands could be pointed towards her as in a measure or in a like the I feel like I want to say attacking, but they're not attacking her. What I get from this seven of wands is that these here, I feel like they're actually guarding, like they're guarding her as she sit in this space. Like you can see the swirls. I feel like the swirls are the swirls of smoke are is the world basically. It's moving around, but she sits in her peace. She sits in her peace, and I just heard in my head pointed to the east. So she sits in her peace, okay? Um so yeah, that's it. Like you're able to create your space of peace despite what is going on around you. It doesn't, you're still able to maintain what you need to maintain for yourself. Um, you know when to pause and wait a minute, what did I put here? You know when to pause, and there's a separation also happening where you no longer feel guilty about taking time for yourself. Okay, so yeah. You know when to pause. You know when to slow down. You know when to breathe. Just stop and breathe. And it used to be a space that you felt guilty about, or a time that you felt guilty about taking for yourself, but you don't feel that anymore. You're choosing you. You're choosing you. That was the seven of cups. You made a choice and you stood on that choice. You're no longer in a space of being indecisive about should I do this? Oh, I'm also getting a message that your worth, you know that your worth does not depend on your worth and stability do not depend on the movement, you moving. It doesn't depend on that. Like you are solid. You have value in ways you don't even see or you don't recognize. That's another message that just coming through. Um, but yeah, that's kind of the beginning of this message. It's going to continue unfolding because there's so much more. Like I'm not only are you not feeling guilty about taking time for yourself, you know that the outside world, as chaotic as it is, it could immersion in the outside world. I feel like too much, meaning watching um social media or too much TV and things like that. I feel like it could cause confusion. If not confusion, it's just cluttering up your space. Cluttering up your space. That's what I want to say. So this was a pretty long message, but I want you to know that this is your time. This is your time. You can see where you have grown out of, what you've grown out of, what no longer, that lifestyle that just doesn't work for you anymore. You're not, and you're not playing any games with it either. You are very emotionally stable. Yeah, you ain't playing no games. You're not playing games with others, and you're not playing games with yourself. So that's the message. That's what I got. That's what I got for you right now. Yeah. I have a couple of other messages. I was kind of just testing out shooting on my phone and shooting on, this is on the computer, just kind of testing it out to see if this is something that I could do, if it works, because I'm just trying something new. So, ah, still on my still in the space of getting over fear of visibility. Um, so I'm just trying different things. So I hope this message does resonate for somebody and it gives you, I feel like this is more of a message of confirmation for someone rather than it being, this ain't the visit. This is not the video you come across obviously first or as you begin your spiritual journey, because you got to go through levels, you know what I'm saying, in order to get to this space. I'm talking to somebody who is seasoned on their journey. I'm talking to somebody who has been on their journey or in the walking the path for some time now, and all the things are starting to come together. Everything is starting to come together for you. Your sight is sharpening. Your sight is sharpening. All of the things about you is sharpening. I said a video, or I created a video the other day about like your magic. Like in relation to this, your magic is amping up. You know what I'm saying? Like you've always known that you can speak a thing, right? Even when you were, maybe used to go to church and no longer do. But as a child, I'm talking to someone as a child, like you knew you had magic within you as a child. You knew you had magic. You probably had gifts very early on, but as a child, we believe in magic. I feel like you getting back to a place of safety has allowed your inner child to be able to thrive. Your inner child is thriving. You getting back to this place of safety um, allows your inner child now the space where she can come out of the corner. He can come out of the corner. He or she is no longer caged away in the back room because of everything else that's happening around them. They can't come out When you see me burping, that is I'm channeling now, and this message is for someone specifically. Um, your inner child now has found its refuge and its fortress. You've created a space for your child to come back out to now live. And I feel like I'm getting emotional about this because that little child has been tucked away for so long. And coming out, it's like they're rediscovering the world. And in with the knowledge that you have, because you and your inner child are one, they are now believing more in themselves than they ever have believed in themselves before. So when you were a child, you thought you were magical. In this day and age, you know you are magical. And in being magical, you know that your words have power. It says it in the Bible. That's where I was going before. It says it in the Bible, right? To speak a thing as though it is. It also says life and death are in the tongue, meaning that if you can produce life from speaking, and you can also produce death. And the warning that Spirit gave me about this is that because your words are so powerful, you have to be so mindful not to speak out of anger or frustration or annoyance about anyone, or even about yourself. Your voice is the loudest voice in your own head. So you got to be careful what it's listening to, what you're hearing. And if if you catch a thought that does not serve you, it doesn't feel good to you, write it down so that you can see it. You can see it. I'm going to suggest a couple of ways. Write it in pencil so you can see it, and then erase it. Physically erase it. I like that idea. Write it down so in pencil so that you can see it. You can physically erase it. Before you erase it, cross the line, cross it out. Like it no longer plays anymore. I said again had a video too, also where I said it needs an anchor. Give it a place to land. Those are those thoughts that come in that don't. They just keep cycling and cycling because you haven't given them a place to land. When you give it a place to land, you can actually make more sense of it. If it doesn't make sense, like it doesn't resonate with who you know you are today, Miss High Priestess, Mr. High Priest, if it doesn't make sense and resonate with who you are today, cross it out, erase it, tear up the paper, whatever you got to do to get you, because you've already gotten it out of here. Then you giving it a place to land. Once it has a place to land, it's over with. It's done. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna stop this right here because I feel like I could keep on going, but I hope it makes some sense. I hope it resonates with someone. If you had 23 minutes to sit here and listen, God bless you and thank you so much. But if you've come this far, and then you can give me a like, right? You can like it if you came this far. Cause you wouldn't have came this far if something didn't resonate, if I wasn't hitting on something for you. Feel me? Okay. So give me a like. I ain't asking you to share, but can you leave me a comment though? Because the more you connect with me, the more I connect with you. And so if you enjoyed this content, if this content resonates and you're looking for more guidance, then by all means, connect with me so I can connect with you. As I've said before, this journey that we are on is the same journey. Everybody is walking, has the same journey. But where I am might be a step ahead of you or two steps ahead of you. You could be right on my heels and you're looking for confirmation. I know that's what I found. That's what I found. There are certain readers, there's actually one particular reader that her messages draw me in because right as she puts out the message, I might be having that same thought or may have just had that same thought. And she's been confirming for me. She's been confirming for me. And so I know that we're all not in the same place. And so these messages will reach you when it needs to reach you. Okay? 1:44 on the clock. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag alignment. Anyway, come back and see me again sometime, okay? All right. Love you. I'll talk to you soon.